Hello and welcome to the walkthrough for the Daily Telegraph prize crossword. This week on the 26th of June, number 29,712. We'll start with one across, declined rubbish diamonds. So this is going to mean declined and diamonds. So in bridge or something would be D. Rubbish would be refuse, and if you refuse something, maybe you declined it. So refused for one across. 5 across, army securing large. So an army could be a host with L for large going in, being secured. And then essentially superior, so it's the essence, it's the middle of the word superior. ER gives us holster, which is a case for a weapon. Now this 9 across is a stinker. Stick with cold response, one's covered up with lip. So the whole thing's going to mean stick, give somebody some stick. C for cold. A responsible and involuntary response could be a tick. And then ones is IS. And then covered with a lip could be a rim going around that. Gives us criticism. So that was a tricky one. 10 across, notions, partly guide assistance. This is in the word, partly those words. It's going to be ideas for notions. And then 11 across, paved with stones and waterproofing material. I think that is going to be pitch, as in sort of tarry, waterproof material. 12 across, shavers strangely gone rusty. This is an anagram of gone rusty. And a shaver is not as in a blade, it's a youngster, young shaver. 13 across, trembling from mum. I'm engaged. This is a nice one. So if you keep mum, you shh. And then I'm engaged. Well, if you are engaged, I've a ring. So put all that together and it's shivering for trembling. 16 across. Portion of pastry dish with starters of chicken and egg. So pastry dish is a pie. Starters of chicken and egg is C and E. And a portion would be a piece. 17 across. Characteristic of drink of beer with nothing in it. Yeah, this is going to be point. It's going to be pint for the drink of beer with nothing going in it for a point. So characteristic, a little bit tenuous, but there we go. 18 across, lost and found note with too much inside. So this is going to mean lost. If you found something, you might forge it. Forged in the files of whatever. And N for note, and then too much is OTT going in. So that whole thing is going to be forgotten for lost. And then 20 down, look at this for a rubbish one. Style of music, callous is performing. So it's an anagram of callous is. As you can see, that doesn't add up to 9 letters. And, the writer here seems to have pulled a second C from somewhere. Can't really see where. But it's going to be classical for the style of music. 23 across, additional craft, recalled by one-time partner is an X. A craft is an art, recalled, going the other way. It's extra for additional. 25 across, sprites, pretty unknown. An unknown in maths is X or Y or Z maybe, but it's going to be Y in this case. Pretty is fair, fair and Y, fairy for a sprite. 26 across, unable to part, detective leads unseen. Well, if unable to part, that could be indivisible. And detective leaves, so you take DI for detective inspector out of that and you get invisible for unseen. 27 across, worry of short show before noon. So a show could be a concert. Short, get rid of the final T. And then N for noon gives us concern for worry. And then finally, 28 across, superlatively gloomy, day ship set out. So, word for the sort of the gloomiest possible. So D for day, the ship in this case is going to be the Ark. Set out gives us darkest. That took a bit of time. Let's rattle through the down clues. 1 down, unusually precise instructions. Anagram precise, it's going to be recipes. 2 down, threatened strike that comes to nothing is going to be a feint, as in fencing. 3 down, most insignificant website regularly. So the regular letters in website is EST. Supporting insult. An insult could be a slight, gives us slightest, but most insignificant. 4 down, United over Yankee God. So if United, you might be tied. Going the other way, over. Y for Yankee gives us deity for God. 5 down, German citizens fast food. That's obviously going to be hamburger. 6 down, dishonesty mostly in government houses. Well, housing in those words is lying for dishonesty. 7 down, handle fellows with primarily tactful management. So if you handle fellows, you might treat men. And then T for tactful primarily gives us treatment for management. 8 down, wait on. If you wait on, you serve somebody. If you do it again, you might re-serve. And if you reserve something, you'd book it. 14 down, version of totalitarianism, LA Star rejected as fake. Wow, what a bit of mouthful this is. But you have to take the letters of LA Star out of totalitarianism, and then it's an anagram, and it's going to be imitation for fake. 15 down, presence of virus, confine it somehow. So somehow those letters, it's going to be infection for presence of virus. 16 down, problematic poses for university academic, another anagram. It's going to be professor. 17 down, tranquil in the main. That's going to be Pacific, obviously the Pacific Ocean, but that is an adjective meaning tranquil. 19 down, are in retreat, like one's neighbours. So a retreat could be the nest that you go to. You put the word are in, and you get nearest, which is what your neighbours are, the nearest people to your nearest planet, or whatever. 21 down, approach filthy place on the outskirts. So Stye is a filthy place. Outskirts of Lille is L and E. What approach, what style will you take, maybe? 22 down, rising dust storm continued. Well, a kind of like a little sandy tornado, dusty tornado. It's a devil, isn't it? They call them dust devil. And going the other way, rising is lived. If you didn't, you continued, they lived. 24 down, check on the French set of data. So I can have the check, can have the tab. The French is le, and a set of data is a table. Okay, did we enjoy that? Not a classic, but there we go. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you again soon.